How's it going, Goomy Gang? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are excited for Season 4 because we just got a trailer for it as well as a roadmap. And why I'm making this video is because now we can talk about, since it's officially confirmed, the return of the SPAS 12, the Gallo, the Gallo, whatever you want to call it. It's the SPAS 12 we all know and love, but it's called instead the Reclaimer 18, and it's coming in Season 4 mid-season. So we gotta wait a couple weeks for that, but no biggie, it is coming, so get excited for that. And just as a heads up, what you are watching is old gameplay from Warzone 1 using the Gallo, and if I run out of gameplay for that, then it's going to be something else. But this was taken from one of my videos. I don't have the raw gameplay, so you might see some stats flash up on screen. Just ignore that. Just enjoy the gameplay of the Gallo in all of its glory. Now, with the Season 4 news, we did also get a blog post, and it also does talk about the Reclaimer itself, which I'll go over right now. So the description for it reads, veteran Call of Duty players may know this heavy-hitting, legendary 12-gauge shotgun by another name, cough cough, and at mid-season you'll be able to empower your arsenal with this classic slide action shotgun that packs a rapid and powerful punch. Last seen in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, this new reimagined variant offers a base of 8 semi-automatic rounds with 16 in reserve. So there's a couple things to dissect. First of all, there is the SPAS 12 in all its glory. It looks like it's on the Expedite weapon platform, which is interesting, and it's an interesting look for the SPAS 12. It doesn't quite look the same as it did. It's kind of like the Car 98 coming back. It's more of an updated version of it. I don't really care that much about how it looks. As long as it's like somewhat identical to what it looks like, I'm totally okay with it. And this, you can obviously tell, it's very much so inspired by the classic SPAS 12. Another thing to point out is it basically talks about what kind of shotgun this will be. It says this new reimagined variant offers a base of 8 semi-automatic rounds with 16 in reserve. What that sounds to me like it's telling me is it's a semi-automatic shotgun. Now, I'm a little disappointed by that. As you know, I'm a pump action guy through and through. They're my favorite type of shotguns. I love the heavy hitters. I love lever actions, pump actions, double barrels, all those good things. The spammy ones I still love, but they don't really quite hit the same way as a solid pump action. I'm much more of a player to try and move and finesse in Warzone. That's why I like having pump actions, because it's such a fun playstyle compared to pretty much any other gun out there. It says that the last time we actually got this gun was in Black Ops Cold War, which, if you remember, was the Gallo, and in Warzone 1, it definitely had a name for itself. It was pretty damn strong. It did get nerfed quite a few times, and it had a reputation for being obnoxiously broken when it first came out, but not really many people caught onto it at first since the game was new and there were so many more metas to talk about. But then when everything else was nerfed and the Gallo was finally shining, it inevitably got its own nerf hammer. So I'm interested to see how it plays out. Now, my instinct is telling me this is probably going to play like another Haymaker or like the Gallo did in Warzone 1, which again, I'm not a super huge fan of. I hope it's a little bit different. What I would love to see is a few things. First, if they're going to go the semi-automatic route, I really hope it's more like the Expedite or the Expedog if you watch Opie. And the reason for that is because I think it's a super underrated shotgun that has a ton of potential. It's very finesse oriented and it has a ton of potential, but it's super hard to use. And I really like that. I really love how the Expedite is sort of a slower firing shotgun that does sort of pump action damage, but you can kind of spam it. It's just kind of an overall awkward shotgun, but it is super fun and just very neglected overall, and I'm sad to see that. But I hope this is somewhat similar, where it shoots not as fast as something like a Haymaker or the Gallo used to, but instead shoots just a little bit better than a pump action and deals tons of damage, has a good time to kill up close, but then drops off really hard. I would love to see basically like an Expedite 2.0 in Warzone. Now, one thing I would very much love to see is a toggle fire mode where if you press left on the D-pad or something, like with any other gun, it turns into semi-auto if it's full and vice versa. If you could turn it from basically a semi-auto to a pump action on the fly, that would be so damn cool with different profiles, damage profiles, and ranges. That would be absolutely amazing and the first in Warzone history, and I would be all for that. But of course, that's probably not going to happen. Instead, we might get maybe like a different type of bolt attachment that maybe turns it into a pump action, or like a receiver, I don't know, something like that, that turns it into a pump action. That would be very cool to see. I would be very happy with that. A different damage profile, heavy hitting, and very slow when it comes to the fire rate. That's my hope. I hope it's not just semi-automatic, but we'll have to see and see how it plays out. One thing I want to point out as well is it seems like it was leaked in the files that you will be able to actually rock this thing akimbo. I have no idea if that's actually going to make it in the game. It seems like it is. This is, of course, via good old Bob over on Twitter, and he has a pretty great track record. And if you check out his stuff, you'll see that, yes, it does look like there is a way to rock this thing akimbo from what we can tell. Again, that's not really 100% confirmed. It looks like it's very much so going to happen, but just take that with a grain of salt. It may not even happen, but rocking this thing akimbo, they're probably going to have to balance it pretty well, because I can see a lot of people getting so massively triggered by this that it's basically going to cause like the next apocalypse or something. People just overreact with shotguns to a crazy degree, and so that's very much going to happen if you can rock this akimbo. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this. I just wanted to make a video talking about it because I'm excited. I figured it'd be cool to have a space where you guys can talk about it as well, share your excitement, talk about it with me, and see what you're hoping for. Are you kind of hoping it's a semi-automatic and all that good stuff? So with all that being said, guys, now I want to know down below, what are your thoughts on this gun coming back to Warzone, the SPAS 12 we all know and love? Are you excited to see it coming back? Are you sad that it seems like it's going to be a semi-automatic? Would you rather it be a classic OG pump action version like I would? And with all that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video.